Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're digging into a new AI tool that's designed to tackle one of the biggest and honestly most hidden challenges in family care. And it's a problem that isn't about getting logistics right. It's about finding the right words when the stakes have never been higher.
So let me ask you, what do you think is the single biggest stress for the millions of people out there caring for a loved one? Seriously, what comes to mind? Because it's probably not what you'd guess. It's not about managing all those appointments or making sure medications are on time. It's actually something way more personal.
And this number right here, this number gets to the absolute heart of the problem.
Yep.
Difficult conversations. 2/3 of family caregivers say the sheer emotional and mental strain of just talking through things is their number one stressor. I mean, just think about it for a second. Talking about end-of-life care, disagreeing with your brother or sister about treatment, or just trying to convince your dad to finally accept some help. That's where the real friction is.
Okay, so let's really dive into this because that single statistic, it points to this massive, totally unaddressed gap in the support systems that we have. It basically reveals a communication crisis sitting right at the center of caregiving.
I mean, look at the tools we have for caregivers right now. They're fantastic for logistics, don't get me wrong. You can coordinate calendars, share updates, monitor vitals, the whole shebang. But they are completely missing the actual problem. There's this huge disconnect, you know? The tools we have are all about the what, but the stress we feel is all about the how. How do we actually talk to each other?
And this is where a totally new kind of approach comes into the picture. It's one that wants to shift the entire focus from just managing tasks to mastering talk, from coordinating to actually communicating. They're calling it the Care Companion Coach.
Now, let's be super clear here. This is not another calendar app. It's not some generic chatbot that gives you canned answers. No, this thing is purpose-built to be a dedicated communication coach in your pocket using AI to teach you the specific skills you need for those really tough, emotionally loaded conversations.
So, how does it actually do that? I mean, how does it work? Well, the tech behind it is really all about building a better conversation from the ground up, and it uses a really clear, empathetic method to get you there.
See, the AI doesn't just throw generic advice at you. It uses this pretty sophisticated 4-step playbook. So first, and this is crucial, it validates how you're feeling to build trust. Then it boils things down to just 2 or 3 really clear, actionable points to keep you focused. After that, and this is a game changer, it gives you specific phrases you can use. And finally, it checks back in, asking if you need more help. It's a whole coaching loop.
And here is a perfect example of what that looks like in the real world. So imagine you have to get firm with your sibling about sticking to the doctor's plan. Instead of just winging it and maybe starting a fight, the AI gives you a line just like this. See how it works? It starts with empathy. I understand you're worried, but then it's crystal clear about the goal, which is keeping mom safe. It just takes all the guesswork out.
And this coaching isn't just for putting out fires in the moment. The platform is also built around a learning hub. It has these detailed playbooks for some of the absolute toughest scenarios you can face. Things like a sudden medical crisis, talking about money, dealing with sibling disagreements, or even those incredibly delicate conversations around end-of-life care.
So you can see how this intense focus on teaching communication skills, it doesn't just make the Care Companion Coach a different kind of product. It's actually creating an entirely new category in the world of caregiver tech. I mean, look at this. When you put it side by side with everything else out there, the difference is just night and day. Other tools measure success by how many tasks get checked off a list. The Companion Coach, it measures success by the quality of your conversations. One is about coaching humans. The others are about coordinating logistics. It's a fundamentally different game.
All right, so what does this all mean in the real world? Why does this even matter beyond, just helping families argue a little less? Well, the impact here is actually much, much bigger. It stretches all the way into the professional healthcare system itself. Just think about it this way. A tool that teaches these kinds of skills doesn't compete with doctors and nurses, right? It complements them. It makes their jobs easier. Because when a family can communicate better, they engage more with the clinical team, they're way more likely to actually stick to the care plan, and they have fewer conflicts that end up spilling over into the doctor's office for them to solve.
It really all boils down to this one simple but incredibly powerful idea. When you empower caregivers to have better, more constructive conversations, you directly enable better care. And that means you get better health outcomes. It's a direct line.
By shifting our focus from logistics to language, tools like the Care Companion Coach are really pointing toward a future where technology doesn't just isolate us behind screens, but actually helps us connect more like humans, especially when it matters the most. And it really makes you wonder, what if technology's greatest gift isn't helping us manage our tasks, but helping us manage our words?